perimeter of a sector. Okay. So if you want to see the lesson that I taught previously on area of 2D shapes, you can find it on the playlist of my YouTube channel. Let's draw a circle, first of all. So if you have a circle like this, okay, and then this is the center of the circle. If you have the radius this way, and the radius this way, so this is radius, this is radius. This space here is the sector of a circle. So this region that is surrounded by two radius and an arc is called a sector, right? So you can find the area of a sector, which we looked at in our previous lesson. You can also calculate the perimeter of a sector. So for us to calculate the perimeter of a sector, we can remember that the sector, the perimeter of a 2D shape is the line surrounding the 2D shape. The perimeter of a 2D shape is a line surrounding the 2D shape. So if I clean off this entire side, okay, so we have this sector here. Now, the perimeter of this sector includes these two radius and the arc length, because the perimeter of a sector or the perimeter of any 2D shape is the sum of the lines surrounding the 2D shape. So perimeter is equal to arc length plus 2 radius. Perimeter of a sector is equal to the arc length plus 2 radius. So that gives you the perimeter of a sector. What is the formula for calculating the perimeter of a sector? First, we need to remind ourselves of the formula for the arc length. The formula for the arc length is theta over 360 times 2 pi radius. So this is the formula for arc length plus 2 radius. Okay, so this is the formula to calculate the perimeter of a sector. The arc length plus 2 radius. So we're going to solve an example on this. So you can find the perimeter of this sector by applying the formula that we earlier wrote down, which is perimeter is equal to theta over 360 times 2 pi radius. That will give you this length, that will give you the arc length, plus 2 radius. This is one part of the perimeter, and this is another part of the perimeter. So this is a radius, 18 centimeter, and this is a radius, 18 centimeter. That's why we have 2 radius, okay? So the next thing we do is we put in the values from the question. So theta is 85 degrees, so 85 degrees over 360 degrees multiplied by 2 times pi is a constant 3.14 times the radius is 18 plus 2 times 18. Okay, so we're going to use our calculator here. 85 divided by 360 is going to give us 0.23611. So we have 0.236 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3.14. Sorry, this is 3.14 multiplied by 18 plus 2 times 18 is 36. Okay. So when we multiply this, if you have a calculator, you can multiply with me. Times 2 times 3.14 times 18. So we have 26.69. 26.69 plus 36. 26.69 plus 36. So that will give us 62.69. So the answer is 62.69 centimeter. So the perimeter of this sector is 62.69 centimeter. So the perimeter of this sector is a sum of these two radius plus the arc length. That's the perimeter. We're going to look at another example. So this is another sector. Remember, a sector is a part of a circle that is bounded by two radius and one arc length. Okay, so we can see that this is also a sector. So we're expected to calculate the perimeter of this sector, which is the sum of these two radius. If this is 19 as a radius, because the complete circle will be something like this, right? So from the center, sorry, I didn't draw it accurately. From the center to the circumference is a radius. From the center to the circumference is another radius. So if this is 19, this is also 19 feet. Okay. So now we can calculate the perimeter. So the perimeter is equal to theta over 360 times 2 pi radius plus 2 radius. As I said earlier, this part of the formula accounts for this arc length. 2 radius account for these 2 radius that are on this other side. Okay. So we know that our theta is 220. So 220 degrees all over 360 degrees times 2 times theta. Pi is 3.14 times the radius is 19 plus 2 times 19. Okay, let me put that in bracket. So 220 divided by 360. 220 divided by 360. That will give us 0.611. So we have 0.611. So this is equal to 0.611 times 2 times 3.14 times 19. And on this side, we have 2 times 19 is going to give us 38. Okay, so we multiply this. That gives us 72.92. So we have 72.92 plus 38. So our final answer will be 110.92. So that will be our final answer. So the perimeter of this sector will be equal to 110.92 feet. So perimeter is a measure of length. This means that perimeter cannot be in square feet. It's just feet, not square feet. Okay. So we've looked at how to calculate the perimeter of a sector. So now let's look at length of chord. Length of chord.